I think that one of the most curious things for people who are watching the show right now is we know that Apple has the finest consumer reputation in the world. We know that Ford is under Mr. Farley doing better and better. But Phil, you are a huge believer in watching Consumer Reports and what people think of brands. Is this a brand that is equal to Apple when it comes to consumer satisfaction?
Are you talking about Ford? If Ford is equal to Apple in terms of consumer satisfaction? Hyundai
Because,
within the auto industry?
Yeah,
well, look, and this gets into why would Apple want to partner with Hyundai? And it comes down to this. One of the driving factors here is the chairman of Hyundai. His name is E.S. Chung. And he became the chairman of the company in October. But, you know, the family has long been guiding Hyundai, not only in the auto business, but they're in a number of different industries in Korea. And he has said, goal number one, mobility. Mobility as a service is goal number one in the future. Not to be just an automaker, but to have mobility at the core of everything that Hyundai does. And there are some people, Jim, who will sit there in the auto industry and says, you're letting the fox into the hen house if you let Apple into your plant. You think that Apple is going to help you? Hyundai does believe that Apple will actually help Hyundai as it develops its own portfolio of electric as well as autonomous vehicles. And if you are Apple, why would you partner with somebody like Hyundai? Or Carl, they've got a great reputation when it comes to reliability and manufacturing expertise. There's no doubting that at all. Ask people in the auto industry to name the 2 or 3 automakers that they look up to in terms of saying who has it and who does it right. Toyota, Hyundai, they're at the top of the list. And so if you're Apple, it makes sense to potentially strike this deal with Hyundai to build this Apple car in Georgia.
Yeah. Phil, while we have you, much shorter term, I wonder what you made of the GM statement yesterday about chip shortages, other third-party research looking at production being impacted in the first half. How acute is that going to be?
It'll impact the entire industry. I think the first quarter global auto production is going to be down about 3, 4, 5%, somewhere in that range. This is worldwide, Carl. And for a while, General Motors was able to get in front of this by working with their suppliers and adjusting their schedules. But eventually, the chip shortage is for everybody. It's not just a GM problem or a Ford problem. They're trying to adjust production, Carl, and focus on still building the full-size pickup trucks, the SUVs, the Corvettes, the high-profit vehicles. Guys, back to you.
Phil, great work. Talk to you soon. Obviously, so much going on your beat, Jim. And you've been pretty prescient on looking at that chip shortage and how it would impact the car business.
Look, last night, KLA-Tencor reported, and what was the theme? There's too much demand. They make semiconductor capital equipment. We're going to be following Qualcomm very closely today. They couldn't make the numbers. Why? Because they have a chip shortage. We know that when these auto companies report, they have certain businesses, certain lines, and Phil LeBeau has really helped me endlessly on this, that simply can't make the product, including a lot of products that are in great demand. I think it's going to crimp the numbers. I think it's going to make people say, wait a second, there are real issues here that can't be solved short term, and that is true, Carl. It takes a lot of equipment, a lot of spending to be able to build out new foundries. And everyone was caught unawares, except for last night. I had Liam Griffin on. Liam Griffin from Skyworks said, listen, we have no shortage. He saw it coming. It depended on vision, Carl. Not everybody had vision, but one man did, Liam Griffin. That's why I like Skyworks so much.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.